What happens if a 2-year-old gets into a full flight simulator cockpit while you're not watching? Not destruction, not chaos. Something more realistic. Something that actually happens in real life. This is not a normal gaming setup. This is a secured cockpit environment inspired by real aviation operations, similar in concept to a Boeing 737 MAX cockpit. It has a lockable cockpit door, protected wiring behind a reinforced metal door, and a full simulation system running Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane. Everything is controlled, everything is safe, until one small mistake happens. Day 0. You wake up, the system is quiet, screens are off or idle, and then you realize something. The cockpit door was never locked, the 2-year-old is already inside. No panic, no destruction, just curiosity. The child climbs onto the seat using balance and repetition, not strength. Hands reach forward. The yoke moves slightly. Switches get flipped. Buttons get pressed. Not randomly but experimentally. Cause and effect. Input and reaction. The aircraft in the simulator responds. The controls move. The camera shifts. Maybe the aircraft crashes in the simulation. But nothing physical breaks. The cockpit structure stays solid. The controls hold their position. The system absorbs the interaction exactly as it was designed to. This is the key idea. A 2-year-old does not break systems with strength. They interact with systems through access. Minute by minute, the behavior is predictable. First, exploration, then repetition, then testing. Standing on the seat to reach higher points, pulling lightly on controls, pressing anything that reacts. The environment becomes a feedback loop. Nothing catastrophic happens. No cables are reached because the wiring is secured behind a locked barrier. No heavy equipment falls because the cockpit is stable and grounded. The only thing that changes is the state of the simulator and the position of controls. You walk in. You see the situation. The response is simple. Remove the child from the cockpit. Reset the controls. Lock the door. The system returns to normal, but something else has changed. The child has learned that access is possible. Day 1 to day 10. Curiosity increases. The cockpit is now a known location. The child approaches it more often, touches the door, watches you enter and exit, observes patterns. Day 10 to day 20. Testing begins. The child tries the handle, pushes objects closer, looks for ways to reach higher. Not because of strength, but because of persistence. Day 20 to day 30. The pattern forms. If the cockpit is always locked, the attempts slow down. If the cockpit is sometimes unlocked even once, the behavior continues. This is how real systems fail. Not through force, but through inconsistency. Day 30 to day 60. 2 possible outcomes develop. In the first scenario, the door is always locked. The system is consistent. The child stops trying. Interest fades. The cockpit becomes just another object that does not respond. In the second scenario, the door is occasionally left unlocked. The child enters again. Interaction repeats. Controls are moved. The simulator resets. Nothing breaks, but the cycle continues. Day 60 to day 100. The final state is reached. If the system is controlled, the cockpit remains untouched. The child has moved on. The environment is stable. The simulation runs without interruption. If the system is inconsistent, the cockpit becomes a recurring point of interaction. Not dangerous, not destructive, but never fully stable. This is not about strength. This is not about damage. This is about access and behavior over time. In real aviation, cockpit security is not designed to stop force. It is designed to control access. The same principle applies here. A locked door prevents everything. An unlocked door allows interaction. That is the entire system. The cockpit does not fail. The equipment does not fail. The only variable is whether the system is secured every time. One moment of access creates curiosity. Repeated access creates behavior. Consistent control removes both. The result is simple. Lock the door and nothing happens. Forget once and the system begins to change. That is the realistic outcome.